we're gonna go ahead and get started and see how this works. Hopefully it's not too much chaos.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Episode 1, The Adventure of the Great Departure. So we're just getting started, and apparently from what the cutscene just showed, we're already in trouble. 22nd of November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant Antechamber 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan waiting to decide my fate? What? What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glass, murderer. And yes, I'll probably end up playing. I'll probably end up playing the NPCs. Sorry. My name is Ryonosuke Naruhodo. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! Oh, wait a minute. My bad, that's you. Nagito, would you like to play this character?
He's not obliged. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer.
And who are you?
I'm this man's officer. I'll be defending him today.
Lawyer. It's all good.
I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending this man today.
By the way, yeah, I did hear a slight echo back then. Lawyer. I'm hearing on my end. I'm hearing on my end. I'm just saying I'm hearing it from you on my end. You're fine. Okay, I'll go ahead and voice act him for right now then. Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryonosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry! What? What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no. I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Like the insane man you really are. Just like always. Ah? Though I must say you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not! You have to believe me, I didn't do it! I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up, hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryonosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still a... I'm not that impressive. He so spoke through me. He broke... That was not me, that was him. Okay. Well, let me know when you're ready, dude. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old here in Japan. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you read this then.
The very concept of a lawyer in Japan is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway.
Yeah, I can still hear the echo, dude. It's not as bad, but I can still hear it. It's like after a couple of seconds, I'll hear it on this. I'll hear it in my ears. My qualifications don't mean much yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma! Looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged all my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university that doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend, like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I don't know about that. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better get going. I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Hey Ava, would you like to voice act this character? This professor? Professor, I didn't know you were coming.
Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Asogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers.
To His Excellency's chambers? Why?
He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result.
Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryonosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. This is awkward.
If I may.
Yes, sorry.
You must be the defendant, Ryonosuke
Ryonosuke.
Naruhodo,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yes, that's right.
My name is Eugen Makutoba. I am a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University.
Ah, Professor Makutoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad.
Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends. I understand.
Hmm?
As such, I feel you should know
Know what?
Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that that permission will be revoked and never granted again.
What?
Ah, as I suspected. You were unaware of this. Had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you.
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission. even in the most favorable circumstances.
I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer.
I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial.
Sorry? What do you mean?
You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway.
Oh, it's okay, Nagato. Thank you for being here, though, buddy. I understand, dude. Thank you for being here, seriously. But then what should I do?
Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction.
Oh, naturally. Naturally. Right, so...
As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense.
And Ava, you're fine. If you need to go eat, go ahead and do so, okay, my friend? Like I said, you're amazing.
When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do.
Hey, I'm not getting married over here, damn it! I do? What the fuck? That's just as bad as jail! But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you?
Of course not.
Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once.
It would seem our surreptitious discussion are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Azuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours.
What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating the likes of you anyway. Wow, what a dick! This is it. If this trial goes badly, Cosmo's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. We're just starting the game, I'm already on trial. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. So this is a courtroom. The Supreme Court of Judicature, the no court in the land has more power. I don't much like the looks of those people sitting on the public gallery. Malamba, welcome on in. So my mom just texted me about the pizza, and the first message had a mistake. It said pizza is hairy. Malamba, welcome on in. How are you doing, my friend? Lots of military and other uniforms in there. But yes, Ava, eat your food. Same to you, Nagito. Take care of yourselves. Oh, I'm still trying to get the taste out of my mouth. Damn you, Ava. That's okay. I love you to bits. All right. Yeah, lots of military. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now... Thank you, Crimson. I do appreciate that. The court will now hear the trial of Ryonosuke Naruhodo. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency, and I made the request myself. Just watch my headband swirl in the distance. Crimson, I couldn't have said it better myself. Normal procedures for the defense advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's gonna defend me? Octoclops! Holy crap, thank you for the raid! Can we get a shout out for Octoclops, please? Welcome on in, and anybody who came in from Octoclops' stream, welcome on in. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for the raid, and welcome. My name is Sage Hanada. Let's see what you've been up to.
So that's what a six-pack looks like.
Steph, welcome on in. How are you doing today? Welcome, everybody. We got all sorts of lovely beans up in here. That's the question that the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Here we go. Answer, I do. Did someone say beans? Now, Amber, you better not make me eat a bean. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear that...
Yes!
Interesting. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryonosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Ryonosuke? Professor Makutoba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off? Kazuma. Don't you mean get me off the hook? Don't you mean get me off the hook? Kazuma. Phrasing! 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 I'm sorry, but the moment I read it, the moment I spoke it, I was like, wait. No, it's not that, really. It's just that... Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes, I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Makutoba should have stuck his nose in. And this is on all systems, my friends. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defense's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. By the way, we don't have an old man with a bald spot anymore. Look at this dude. He looks so cool. I wonder if it's the same guy. Well. Does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Hmm? Oh, yes, exactly! Exactly what I wasn't thinking! I'm not confident at all! In fact, my mind's a complete blank! I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. That's what I'm wondering, to be honest. Don't. It's using Pocahontas physics, right? How is it that this guy looks exactly the same like the other tutorial prosecutors? Stop questioning, Kazuma. Well, for a mere university student to be brought here before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetuated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. I'm just gonna say Supreme Court. Oh, it's all good. It's all good, Crimson. It's all good. I was honestly thinking the same thing. I've been thinking the same thing since this game began. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. But if this, now mind you, Crimson, if this is like any of the other games, we've only just begun. Well, if I know how this game works like the other games, we're probably going to see more insanity than just a headband. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. Dun dun dun! I don't have that soundbite yet. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. It's all good, Crimson. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am! So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes! Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard this name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Crimson, you're amazing. You are fucking amazing. ASMR is sage. Also, drink, damn it. You got it, Chloe. Thank you. So, Ryonosuke apparently forgot the victim's name. Ryonosuke. Let me guess, your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. Hey, I just had an idea. Hey, Crimson, if you paint Kazuma's hair green, wouldn't he make the perfect representation of the reluctant hermit? I mean, honestly, wouldn't he?
A river in a garland. A heartbeat for demon.
Ruby _ JP, thank you for the follow. How are you doing? Welcome to the RPG Village. I'm just saying, just screenshot this photo, draw the hairline with green. Just change the color of the headband. That is so perfect. Okay, I need to take... Okay. Screenshot has been taken. I'm gonna post this later on Twitter. And I'm gonna tag the reluctant hermit. I'm gonna be like, hey, all we gotta do is change the headband. And it'd be a perfect representation. Oh god, I'm fucking crying over here, guys. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. By the way, Ruby, how are you doing? Remember that you are not just a follower now. You are a friend. You are part of the family, my friend. I hope you're doing well. If I may ask, how did you find the channel? But I can't even find even that. It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of R. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I also love the fact that they don't even let you look at the court record until the game actually says it. I just have to press R for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. Court record. This is the list of the evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead of R. So these are the people. I know, but in the original game, they let you do that. That's just it. I know, I'm just saying, in the original game, they never did that. Yeah, I always get curious on how they find the channel. Because some people find the channel through the recommended tab, for example. Oh, it's all good. There's some people who lurk. Also, there's no way to tell if somebody is a bot that I know of. By the way, John H. Wilson, 47. The victim of this case, he was a visiting professor of medicine at UMA University from the British Empire. John H. Wilson, huh? Very subtle game. Very subtle. Chat, trivia question. What name, when you see this picture, what name, John Wilson, what name do you picture? Yeah, he's got the hat, he's got the mustache. He's got the sideburns. John Watson. He's got the little hair things. And a visiting professor of medicine. Yeah. Yeah, John Watson. Very subtle game. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Yes. Yeah, Melly. They're going there. They're freaking going there. Find the victim in the people section of the court record and then press X to present. Try it now.
Yes!
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Yeah. No. I'm just saying. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Typo of Holmes, yeah. Well, at least you can remember the name of the esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to UMA University 3 years ago. The game is not even trying to hide it. It's legit Watson. The game is not even trying to hide it. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite those delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution in this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policy makers. Kazuma, I vote you to be the next president. And you're a convenient, expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table. And introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. I know it's magic. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death, well, obviously that was Ryonosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? The court record, you dumbass! Find a piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. Post-mortem report. Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Turf, welcome on in. Turfendio, would you like to join me in the voice chat and do some voice acting with me? How are you doing, Turf? I hope you're doing well. We are in court! I'm playing as main character Ryonosuke, and I'm already on trial for murder. I am already on trial for murder. They are blaming me for killing this man, John H. Wilson. Lied to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes. That's right. The, post-mortem report. And Turf is like, guilty! First off, I'm not guilty. I didn't do it. In the West, that would be the biggest trip of the century. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. In other words, we don't even do autopsies in Japan. We're just guesswork. In other words, these guys are making Gumshoe look smart. And I love Gumshoe. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested for any of this later. This is the so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. You know what assumption does, asshole? You know what assumption does, asshole? Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the court record. Photograph of victim is now in the court record. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well, I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start with the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency, as I pose like a JoJo star. So without further ado, in order to better appraise the courts with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness. Who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened? Look, this is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Makutoba? Yes. Clearly, when you're the defense lawyer today. Not me. But that doesn't mean. Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. My assistant that does absolutely nothing but let his headband wave in the wind in a closed room. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you could give would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in... Even the game calls it! Even the game does it with the headband. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. The fuck? Headband is magic, yes. Witness! State your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. My name is Satoru Hasanaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnaval. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental Eatery 3 days ago. I'm sounding like Papa Limo in Final Fantasy XIV now. Understood. Hasanaga-san. You will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, a gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on. Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But the next time you interrupt at an appropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryonosuke, you'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. Ugh. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today. I told you, Turf, I'm not guilty. I am not guilty. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Ryonosuke? Hold on. Kitty. By the way, Headband equals best NPC. I know. It's alive! It's alive! That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? That's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjection, but still, what should I do? I desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject. Ryonosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I never have gotten to Yume University otherwise. But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know. If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Alright, you've scared me. I won't forget the piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say, and I'm just going to shut my eyes and say it.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me, dear me! What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I begin to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hasanaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. And why the fuck am I not wearing gloves? Please have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. A sketch of the established layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right, I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. That's a good question, I don't know. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. Nah, it's just part of his character. I don't know if we'll get to know more about him later, or if he has a particular condition. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's a smoker. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? I know. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been entered to the court record. Interesting. So, the court has now heard a precise of this case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. I don't frickin' think so. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, your court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the report. But I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or the other, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? He kind of does, doesn't he? Guilty! Turf, I am innocent! John! John Bonsai! By the way, Turf, if you want, you can join me and pick a character to voice act. If you want. John, welcome on in. How you doing today, dude? We are playing some Ace Attorney Chronicles. Well, this is the 19th century. This is the prequel to Phoenix Wright. This is our first trial. We're already on trial for murder. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Makutoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe your innocence. Your innocence. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face. Is that it? What?
Finish him.
And Turf, I am innocent here, and I will prove it. If the accused is in fact innocent, then the defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Yeah, right now we're in Japan. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? I mean, just take a look at the headband. Just take a look at the headband. The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryonosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Innocent, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see how decisive this evidence really is. Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with proceedings. Sure. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. Can be so reckless. You know, maybe call me a saint, but I could be a devil when I want to be. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that drumstick young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witness. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations to the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Ace Nosa. Ace Nosa? Really? Ace Nosa? Reporting for duty, sir! Myself, I'm employed as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the effervescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Ryonosuke, a humble premise in the 2nd District. Kolakuta. I am Kalakuta. I am Old Man Kalakuta at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. There must be the diners of the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always past noon, and not infrequently conversed with interested parties regarding the curios of which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer. Sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to him. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. They kind of do, don't they, Melamber? Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he be a seller rather than a buyer. It kind of is, isn't it, Crimson? Maybe that's why Turfindio is going like, yep, I've been here 6 seconds. He's guilty! Guilty! Sorry, by the way, if I went too loud. A sergeant looks more like, yeah, he's more of a seller than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Sorry, Melly. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit has been attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man says it's impossible to understand as the other. I know, right? But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during the last thing that he said. So this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sergeant, do you have a baby with you? Sir, yes, sir. Ready, standing by, ready to report, sir. I can't unsee this. Unsavory memories are most academic afternoon. Alright, this is where the game starts getting fun. But before we do that, I'm going to get another quick drink. I'm going to get some Hawaiian punch. Okay? I'm going to get some Hawaiian punch, my friends, before we get into this. So, basically, this is the mechanics of the courtroom antics in this game. There's witness testimony, and then there's cross-examinations. So, yes, I will be back, my friends. So, be sure to watch these guys as these old men here. I'm gonna go sleep, sadly. Well, Crimson, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you. I'll be back. All right. Lovely Hawaiian punch. All right. Let's get with this witness testimony. I was ingesting a regular beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed a vital moment. And Nagito, I will get to that momentarily. I will actually get to that momentarily. I know where the contradiction is, because I did look at the photo. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university student, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryonosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere... Alfie, welcome on in! How you doing? I don't think fingerprints is possible in the 19th century, Nagito. I don't think fingerprints was a thing in these times. Somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. How you doing, Alfie? We are currently playing the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I am trying to voice act. Yeah, let's not jump the gun just yet, guys. We will get to the cross-examination shortly. There is... Ryonosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? Do it now. As we have heard... Hey, I appreciate that. I really do. Alfie, you're amazing. Can we get a shout out for Alfie, please? So that way, when and if she goes online, we could go ahead and give her a follow. As we have heard, Your Excellency. Hey, you're amazing, Alfie. There's no room for the doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly. The testimony of the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt.
Yes!
What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? Hey, Nagito, that's enough, dude. Chill. Okay? Nagito, I'm going to tell you to chill for a bit, okay? Yes, this is a tutorial, but you also got to understand, I'm just trying to have fun here, okay? I did recognize the contradiction, but please, no backseating unless I ask it, okay? I'm going to say it right now. Please, no backseating unless I ask. If I ask about it, then we'll go ahead. But unless I ask it, no backseating. It's not spoilers. It's backseating, dude. You are literally backseating right now. Just enjoy the stream, dude. Just chill. Now, you've been warned, my friend. You've been warned. Yeah, but I'm asking you right now. This.
For real? For real? For real?
I know, dude, and I understand, but and I get it. But just chill, dude. Just relax is what I'm trying to ask you. Apparently, we just got a $5 donation. I already know. And he's already banned, dude. That's just it. He's already banned. Take a look. He's in the ban setting. I understand you're theorizing. But just chill, dude. Just have fun. I'm not going to ask you again. If it keeps up, you're going to be timed out. So please, chill. Let's just have fun. This is your last warning, my dude. Okay. Okay, Twitch Etiquette 101. Respect the streamer. Mods, please. Mods. Twitch Etiquette 101. Respect the streamer. Thank you. Now, Nagito, tomorrow, if you're... no, you're fine, Alfie. Tomorrow, if you behave yourself, my friend, you can come back. If you behave yourself, my friend, you can come back. But no, Alfie, you're fine. Also, yeah, I did notice the donation. I did notice the donation, and I did notice who it was. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to continue here in a moment. Let me get a drink. Insane Wolf, thank you for being here. Thank you, my friends. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? Hey, Melly, it's fine. It's all good. It'll be all right. You guys are amazing. And Alfie, you are amazing. Anyway, we demand it's right. Yeah, anyway, I actually did anything. The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Now look, old man. Don't you tease the headband, okay? Don't you make fun of the headband. The headband is godly. Huh. How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
You see, even Melly is going at the old man, going, "I'll fuck you up right now! Put him up! The defense is ascertaining its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Nope. I think he got him. I think he got him. Kazuma is so commanding. Very well. It's okay, Melly. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryonosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that the soldier said what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. Wants to go back to Saturday evening? Ooh, what happened on Saturday evening? All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryonosuke. Don't let them beat you. Saturday, yes. Alright. Alright then. It's all or nothing. Alright, here's the fun part, guys. Alfie, that's awesome. I'm so happy. Anyway, we've already read the testimony. What we gotta do is we gotta either press or present evidence on certain testimonies. Okay? That's what we gotta do. Now we can press it by doing that.
Yes! Are you for real? For real? For real?
Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I think she was in a stream once. I think we rated Turf once too. Nice! Sage, I'm in trouble, not like real trouble, but I just made challenge that's going to suck for me. Okay, Turf, tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that catches your attention, anything that bothers you. Alright then, this beefsteak you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Attention! Beefsteak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and serving piping hot. I just challenged Wolf that he couldn't finish Visage, and if he does, he gets to pick the horror game I have to play with scare alerts. Did he finish Visage? Did he finish? That's what I'm wondering. And we know this, Millie. You have always been a chill person. It's not till October. I think North Wolf can do this. I'm rooting for North. Oh. If food could receive medals of honor, beefsteak would almost be highly decorated as a cutlet. What? What the fuck, really? What? What? What the fuck, really? What? What, me rooting for Wolf? I think he can do it. Oh, come on! You know I'm just kidding! You know I'm just kidding! You know I'm just kidding! Get back in here! Admit it, you would do the same thing with me. Oh, come on! You know I'm just playing. Besides, I'm probably gonna get punished in October anyway. Okay, Turf, I'll make a deal with you. Hold up. I'll make a deal with you. If Wolf can't finish Visage, both you and Millie can vote on the game. Like, both you and Millie can pick the game for me to play in October. And I'm talking the horror game. If Wolf cannot finish Visage, okay? Because in October, yeah. So there's your deal. So get back in here. I mean it, Turf. I will drag you in here. Which one? Who's DMing you, Melly? If it's who I think it is, block him. Because first off, I know what he's doing. Right. I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. This color that you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Colors is a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. I already saw it. Accept your guilty verdict. Atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it. Yes, sir, I will, sir, on the double, sir. Thanks, Turf. How about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case? That are relevant to the case. Oops, sorry, I'll do my best. So next question. Is it just me or do you keep hearing a sort of whack crying sound? Negative. Well, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover. Melly, block him. Okay? It's not just you. Block him. He's trying to go into other people's DMs. Affirmative. It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. Yeah, I know. But that's why I said block him.
Yes!
I have no idea what you're talking about. A Koban, boy. A Koban? You mean an old Edo coin? The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoei period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day and with said item secreted in my bosom pocket. In the hope of an effluent cognosculate appraised of its indisputable value with being present. So you were hoping to sell your Koban coin to Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant? Yes, yet. Yes, it's quite clear where you go with this, boy. You are about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious Koban. Is it that so? Well... You little upstart cadet! You want to add disrespect to the superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? But I'm not a soldier. So you can't do that, you dick. Blatant subordination! No, I didn't say anything. Although penniless might be just the word I was looking for. In any case, the hours already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. There were many precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business. The gentleman beside me who was grappling with this blazed veal at the time was my sole prospect. I see. Yeah. A black uniform varsity, and from the back A. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. From a gunshot to the chest. It did not. Yeah, there's your contradiction.
Yes!
What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this insubordination? Dusting a wad of papers in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What could this document possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. My friend is super drunk and hilarious. Right now, I don't know what to do with them. I don't know, Ash. I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol. So I don't know what to do with that. I'm sorry. That's out of my jurisdiction, my friend. Like, I don't know what to do about it. I wish I could help you. Bop him on the head and hope he passes out? Maybe? By the way, welcome on in. We got so many lovely beans up in here, by the way. That's the boring situation. Sergeant Iesanosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because as is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage from peculiar ballistic trauma, no exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. The photographic prints of the victim clearly shows the same thing. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? He does have a baby. What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard was proven one thing beyond reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iasanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. Milkas, welcome on in. Thank you for the look, by the way. That's absurd! I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Hey, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you for lurking. I really do appreciate it. Lurking is life, my friends. Yeah, there kind of has. There's been a huge turnaround from that whole discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interests me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure! Treasure? Indeed! The Hohe Era Koban, my prized coin! On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop Razute, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I pre-offered my Hohe treasure. Believe that he would purchase such a rare find? I did not. This dude is insane? I think so. Believe that he would purchase a rare find? I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. You're fine, Alfie. You're fine. The Koban vanished? Hunting around under the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hohe treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hohe Kaban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but we will find a wolf at the back. My witness have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it would become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant Ryonosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh. Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reason behind the prosecution's allegation. I know, poor guy. Poor guy. Yeah, I know. Is that clear? As clear as clinical glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks. Name? I don't know, sir. Really, Gabe? Really? Really? I don't know, sir. Oh my god, I need a drink after that. This is why I love the Ace Attorney games. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeants being too strapped to afford a nanny. I don't teach it. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. By the way, the Ace Attorney games are famous for putting in little names like this. Anywho, let's do this testimony. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. No, it's not. Yes, pointing the gun at the foreman. He was that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. I would not normally watch something about court drama, but this is kind of ridiculous. I know! It's great! Nintendo, welcome on in. This is so great. How you doing, buddy? Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone must have seen her. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Indeed. At the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set. Be right back, I'm going to turn on the oven. Aye, buddy. Certainly based upon the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. They had $1 frozen pizzas at a nearby grocery store. Ooh. So I bought a ton of them. Nice. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. The photographic print of the crime scene has been entered. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. Chloe, I'm doing good. And yeah, this is chaos. We're in the first episode, and we're already in chaos. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that the Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. Do you think that I, Takasuchi Auchi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I did say that. Well, her then. Oops. Never said I was perfect. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryonosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. Wouldn't that be a voicio? And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood? Shoot, world's gonna be so unbending at times. Ugh. Alright, cross-examination. This is only the second one we've had so far. Almost the same thing. Let's press that.
Yes.
No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blanked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blank? How could I? And yet, it's an undeniable fact that I did blank. So there you have it. Have what? Attention! The sound of a firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all. Good. And let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in the most incriminating position as well. Is that so, Kurikuta-san? Yes, point to the gun. Yeah, we've said this. Alright, so let's press.
Yes.
Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at the point at that time, but I've told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. I had just finished drinking my coffee and was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment... Yeah, this is an actual game. You got, well, actually, this game is part visual. It's 95% visual novel. Like the whole series is. 95% visual novel. The mechanics of the game is how you press and present evidence. We can get a game over, guys. Gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry, what do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated the testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the call bomb from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as the result. Translation? He just cares about the money. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you, with pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Furthermore, yeah, basically, as I said, we've read this. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to move my camera for a second. You see those 5 pointers on the top right-hand corner? If I run out of those are my life points, basically. If I run out of those, it's game over. So basically, I could make a wrong decision. Quick Kills, welcome on in, my dude. How you doing, man? How you been? So basically, if I run out of those little life points on the top right-hand corner, it's game over. And I have to start off from whatever save file that I use. So, yeah. I'm doing good, dude. We are playing the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So let me go ahead and move my camera over here. But yeah, this game is fun. And I'm having fun voice acting for you guys. Furthermore, visual search of the... Yeah, like I said, that's number 3.
Yes.
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Attention.
As you have been at pains to point out time and time again. I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. Is that why you have the top knot? Oh, you're fine, dude. I appreciate you. But no, I recommend this game, dude. This is like 30 to 40 bucks on all systems. Yeah, ouchie is a pain in the ass. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of the woman. Ugh. If only there had been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. I do know Steam has this game and the original Ace Attorney trilogy for the price of one PS4 game. Like one retail PS4 game. So for $60, you could get the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2, and the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So that means that's 5 games. That is like 25 missions. Yeah, that's like 25 missions. 25 episodes for $60. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here or there in terms of time to eat. I don't know about that. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency. There was indeed a reason. There was. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel? Yeah, I actually did know that. I just found this game at I actually got the physical edition at GameStop. It was $29.99 at the time. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get it. It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. Yeah, I think Steam does the same thing. Yeah. It was seen the victim had an appointment with a clinical prior at a clinic. Yeah, it was seen that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant and PlayStation. Yes. Hata Clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following the appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on this case. I wonder, what do you think, Ryonosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it would be related, really. I think it's related! Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the courtroom as evidence if you think it could be useful. Yes! I want it as court record! Yes!
Yes!
I say it here, he says it there. If I may, I'd like to ask for the medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence will be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to the arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. I have a funny feeling this thing has something to do with this case.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern to us is up for us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon. You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Cheers. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend. It's the 19th century, dude. Trend is not a word in the 19th century. What's up, Doug? Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report to the court record. It's not like they had Twitter. Mind you, I'm nitpicking at this point, but still. What we need right now is clues. New clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Kurita-san. So first, there's a little backstory. I have this one coworker often... Ooh, I talked to him about it before, but he doesn't seem to care. Yeah. Yeah, let's go on and press this. We'll probably get something. I'm looking for a clue. We just got a new thing. You actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? Because there was a customer who he had to help. Ooh, what happened, dude? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there was only a single beefsteak on the victim's table. A meal for one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wow. Wow. Doug. No. The antique stealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying, is it? Yeah. I'm glad too, dude. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have no idea. By the way, I love the fact that this game is at times 2D, but at times 2.5D. I love that.
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth? What did you say, Cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table there was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed, but for both of you to fail to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. Words are hard. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely! In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But if such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It's a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Excellent work, Ryonosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. Words are hard, guys. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got there. You got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. Yeah, you can do Twitch clips, dude. We don't mind Twitch clips as long as they are good with TOS. Sage B says stopped responding. Yeah. I don't mind Twitch clips, guys. You guys can do clips, my friends. Like, especially of this channel. Not to mention, clips are just another way for me to download them and then basically put them on TikTok. How exactly? Lurking, Ava, thank you for the lurk, my friend. You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press A and you can take a closer look at the piece of question. Basically use the R stick. Yeah, it's your basic tutorial, guys. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. Use the L stick. Yeah. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshair starts to pulsate, press A to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't anything new to be learned by examining this in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use basically these and this to inspect areas of the evidence that look suspicious. So, number one, let's take a look around. Name Dr. John Wilson, Hada Clinic. Says Hada Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Brr. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give the right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Alright, so there's that. There's dentist. That's something. It's a dental clinic. Looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. With the family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors, then? Well, are the nurses... Oh, my God. In the 19th century, hell no. So don't like doctors, though. Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine, they give you painful injections, and they demand lots of money from you for the privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient with a bad case of stubbornness, no less. For which the only case is a bitter medicine indeed. Interesting. I got a trophy. Let's have a look. There's some type of medical history. There's an entry for the day of the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything like that that can actually stop you feeling pain. We got to remember, in the 19th century, anesthesia was a new concept. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or water. No food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. So then why the fuck was there a dinner table? Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. This has been updated in the court record. Evidence! With this new information, the meaning of the one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. So, we need to find the proper... Dining all by himself. That's the statement. Medical report card.
Yes.
Well, I think, about what you were wittering, lad. Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryonosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally under those circumstances. I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully. You know exactly what it is you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Kolakuta-san. This is a medical report card belonging to the victim. I see. And I don't see? What of it, boy? Compare what is written on the report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, dear me! Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with the amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain the words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. Good, but that's, Remember, Ryonosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimony the court has heard has been clear and concise. The medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides the pale-faced perpio... This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What? That outburst half petrified me, boy! Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hotta Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim has been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours. Post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Kolakuta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more? You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Take that, ouchie. Expertly done, partner. What? What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. And yes, we definitely used the pun. Wouldn't you agree, Ryonosuke? Yes! Most definitely! So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Melly, nice work. Nice work. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Melly. So having just done... Yeah, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what they're made of. What you're made of. Words are hard, damn it. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been... No, not the victim himself. As a yet unknown third party. That is the only thing that makes sense. That is the only thing that makes sense. It can't be the victim. It's not me. It's not the two witnesses. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
The evidence says otherwise. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet, we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, The only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. Urgh. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, counsel, I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them, the two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? We got him good, guys. Negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right. As the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they, told us. Interesting. Oh. Hey, fuck. You know what? I think this is a perfect time.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Yep. What? What did you say, Kolokata-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? Now, hold on, lad. I was, say you never saw the gentleman? Gentlewoman, I mean. Grr. Yeah, we got you. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean? I fixed myself. Pizza's ready, hell yeah. You saw the victim with the lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Just one simple slip of the tongue. Yeah, those type of pieces are almost $3 here. Order! Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now you tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not! The prosecution knows nothing of this! Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryonosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I say they were sworn to silence by someone of considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any idea of it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas on who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we could continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was who tried to keep the witnesses, who tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we can make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was, whoever really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly? Well, we got evidence. Remember how we made progress before? Well, we examined this piece of evidence in more detail, and we found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. Well, we've already examined this. It's not... No, that's not it. That's just a picture. Maybe this? Wait. You guys are reading this, right? You recognize the name on the card? Satoru Hasanaga, Chief Inspector Satoru Hasanaga. Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see what it... do you see it says the witness name here? Satoru Hasanaga? Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. That's why Hasanaga was, he was shook up. That's why. He did not want to give this card as evidence. That's not the name that's expected. It's his job title. His job. Oh. Chief Inspector Satoru Hasanaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector. What on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please. Wait, Your Excellency! I had no idea about this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing! And what does the defense have to say about all this, Well, Your Excellency, No time to think. I'm just going to go ahead and close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes to my head. I already know. We already know. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses. Yeah. And honestly, if you take a look at the names, Satoru Hasanaga is the only one that makes sense.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hasanaga-san. Hasanaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier? Yeah. What's Going On starts playing by three non-blondes. Yes, yes, yes. I love it.
Objection!
Poppycock! What possible reason would the writer have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter cannot possibly have that level of influence. And I said, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, what's going on? For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were? Come on, Ryonosuke, time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hasanaga-san's real identity, as proven by this evidence. His business card.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree. It shows a great deal of detail. It shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can include anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon. Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That is where the telling detail is. Will somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hasanaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. Yeah, just flip the card over, dingbat. Yeah. The front of the business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector Primary Criminal Investigations Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? He's the lead singer of ABBA. The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Inspector Hasanaga. I'm starting to twist my words, guys. Inspector Hasanaga! So what do you guys think? Should I play more of this game tomorrow? I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. That's why he got, shook. Because I don't think we're going to be completing this episode today. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made this sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So you mean to say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Aha, of course, I was working undercover. Undercover? Ryonosuke was going to say he was a penniless officer, I think. I think Ryonosuke... Hold up, let me look. Can I look at the history? Yeah, he was trying to say your salary must be terrible. and Hasanaga cut us off. Undercover? Yes. There's been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. For now. Very well then, Inspector Hasanaga. But you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you have also been aware that this person's presence having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you acquired these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say? Remove the English woman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the English woman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. From who, Moriarty? But what if this English woman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest. I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect? Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them studying in the medical facility research laboratory is a young English woman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university's professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett.
Is this where I can find the attorney's office?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
What's up?
We're honestly, we're in about, we only got about, maybe about 30 minutes left at most. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. You work tomorrow too?
I didn't work today. I just had football practice.
You got, what do you do tomorrow?
Yeah, football practice.
You're an asshole.
Why?
I'm fucking with you, dude.
He just goes, you're an ass.
I'm fucking with you, dude. Anyway, let me go ahead and continue this. I don't know how to share screens using the using my capture card, but like I said, if you want to pick a character on here throughout in the future, you can.
Okay.
Right now, we got Hasanaga, who just basically revealed that there was a woman. To recap, guys. To recap, we got a victim. Basically, the main character, which is me, Ryonosuke Hasanaga. Yeah. I'm accused of killing John H. Wilson.
Man looks like a nice dude.
Yeah.
And then Sage murdered him.
And of course, the game is not being subtle when they call him John H. Wilson, and they make him look like a particular character who just so happens to be a professor of medicine. Any mystery nut can recognize it. Anywho, we just found out that Satoru Hasanaga revealed that there was a mystery woman who was there. Anyway, she is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical facility. What? What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in the testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well, my thoughts on the matter as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be words are hard, guys. It would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency! That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Eep. Inspector Hasanaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Blitt and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you're going to be going against special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem. Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Britt to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. Oh, I'm sorry. Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. To be, and that will be to be continued, my friends.